What started as a quiet Twitch livestream turned into one of the most unexpected stories in the NFL. A simple, offhand comment from an ex-wife suddenly had the entire league talking. Not about touchdowns, not about contracts, but about something far more personal. Within hours, memes exploded, reporters scrambled for statements, and locker rooms buzzed with laughter. But behind the noise, there was a man who didn't say a single word. And that silence said everything. This is the story of Matt Kalil, the former NFL star who found himself at the center of a viral storm, and how one moment of gossip spiraled into a lesson about fame, privacy, and dignity. It began innocently. Model and influencer Haley Baylee, Matt's ex-wife, was chatting casually with her followers on Twitch. The conversation drifted to her past marriage, and before long, she made a comment that would change the trajectory of both their lives. Laughing with her audience, she compared her ex-husband's size using a wild metaphor that no one expected to go viral. Within minutes, viewers clipped the segment and spread it across social media. The moment hit Reddit, X, TikTok, everywhere. Suddenly, NFL fans and players alike were sharing the clip as if it were breaking sports news. One coach told Shutter Scoop, "I've seen Super Bowl losses spark less conversation. What started as a joke became a full-blown phenomenon, but why did it catch fire so fast? Because it wasn't just gossip, and it was personal, unexpected, and tied to a player who'd always stayed out of the spotlight. Behind closed doors, team facilities reportedly descended into chaos. Trainers joked that players couldn't focus during drills. Group chats buzzed with memes and reactions. A league executive said, "They're sending clips around like it's breaking news. Guys are losing concentration in drills." One assistant coach put it bluntly, "This is peak NFL chaos." No one could believe that a private comment from one woman could shake an entire professional sports community. Yet, it did, because the NFL isn't just a league, it's a cultural stage. And in that moment, Matt Kalil wasn't just a retired offensive tackle. He was the subject of the world's loudest whisper. Before the noise, Matt Kalil was known for something else entirely: discipline, strength, and quiet professionalism. Drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in 2012, he became one of the most promising offensive linemen in the league. Later, he joined the Carolina Panthers, protecting star quarterbacks and earning millions through hard work. After years of sacrifice and physical pain, Kalil stepped back from the sport. A man who'd given everything to the game, he wasn't known for controversy. He wasn't known for headlines. And that's what made the viral chaos sting even more. Because after years of silence, his name was suddenly everywhere, not for his career, but for something entirely beyond his control. For most people, that kind of spotlight would trigger anger, embarrassment, or retaliation. But not Matt. He stayed completely silent. As the internet flooded with reactions, Haley Baylee realized the storm she'd started. She released a statement clarifying her words, explaining that her comments were taken out of context. She told TMZ Sports, "I didn't mean to embarrass anyone. That clip was just one small part of a long, heartfelt conversation." She went on to praise her ex-husband. "Matt is a really good person, and we had a lot of love in our marriage. I never wanted to disrespect him. It was a sincere attempt to calm the chaos." But the damage was done. Clips continued circulating, edited for laughs and shock value. The internet had already made up its mind. But while the jokes got louder, Matt Kalil stayed quiet, not a single public word. No statement, no interview, and in that silence, people started noticing something powerful. Matt's silence became its own message. In a world where everyone rushes to respond, defend, or post, he did the opposite. He said nothing. Days turned into weeks, and his stillness became a kind of strength. Even as his name trended, he continued living his life privately with his current wife, model Kehlani Asmus. Kehlani posted a simple Instagram photo, the two of them smiling together. Captioned, "Unbothered, blessed, focused." That one word, unbothered, said it all. The public expected anger, but they got grace. The media expected a reaction, But they got peace, and that's when the narrative began to shift. What started as a viral punchline slowly turned into admiration for how Matt handled it all. In later interviews, Haley Baylee opened up about their marriage from 2015 to 2022. She described a relationship full of love but also challenges, long-distance struggles, physical exhaustion from his career, and emotional disconnect. She revealed they'd tried therapy and counseling, making it clear this wasn't a relationship built on scandal, but on two people who genuinely tried to make it work. It wasn't about blame, she said. It was about pressure, expectations, and life moving too fast. For the first time, people saw past the joke. They saw two human beings, flawed, emotional, real, who once loved deeply and simply couldn't make it last. And suddenly, the story wasn't funny anymore. It was tragic. It was relatable. This entire episode showed just how quickly the internet can twist context into chaos. In 2025, virality doesn't reward truth. It rewards shock. A 6-second clip can overshadow 6 years of marriage. A single metaphor can erase years of career achievements. People began reflecting. How many times has the internet turned someone's private pain into entertainment? The same social media that builds careers can also destroy reputations overnight. And yet, Matt's silence created something rare, a kind of quiet dignity that no algorithm could monetize. In a way, his silence broke the system. Because when everyone expects outrage, peace becomes rebellion. Weeks later, Haley posted again. This time, her tone was softer, reflective. She admitted she was hurt by how the media cherry-picked her words, calling it a lesson in how the internet can twist anything. Meanwhile, fans began sending messages of support to both her and Matt. Comments shifted from jokes to empathy. They both deserve peace. Everyone's human. Imagine having your private life dissected. Online, the storm had begun to quiet, and in its place came something unexpected. Understanding behind. Every viral story lies a human cost. Matt Kalil's story wasn't really about a comment. It was about how easily the world can forget that athletes and influencers are people first. For years, Matt's identity was built on discipline, performance, and teamwork. Now, a moment he didn't choose reminded him and us how fragile that image can be. He could have fought back. He could have sued, posted, or clapped back. But instead, he chose the higher ground. Dignity through silence. And in doing so, he flipped the narrative from mockery to respect. Sometimes, strength isn't measured in words. It's measured in what you don't say. Today, Matt and Kalani continue to live quietly, away from headlines. Haley, on the other hand, has leaned into her music and content creation, using her experience as fuel for reflection and growth. Both have moved forward, separately, but stronger. It's strange, isn't it? How one viral moment can nearly destroy reputations, yet also reveal true character. That's the irony of modern fame. The internet can't cancel integrity. In the end, this story wasn't about gossip. It was about resilience. A retired NFL player faced the most invasive kind of attention, and he met it not with anger, but with quiet strength. Haley learned how quickly words can be twisted. The internet learned how fast empathy can disappear, and we learned something too, that sometimes silence can be louder than scandal. So the next time the world laughs at someone's private moment, remember this story. Remember Matt Kalil, the man who let the world talk while he stood tall in silence. Because sometimes the most powerful comeback is the one without a single word.